Good evening, everyone. In the interest of time, we'll go ahead and get started. So if you're still grabbing a drink in the back, make sure you do that and then come have a seat. I would like to welcome you all, of course, to this evening's program and to this to the honorees and the Kiwanis. My name is Patrick Shore. I am the Director of Partnership Development for Explore Altoona. Explore Altoona is Blair County's destination marketing organization, or also known as a tourist promotion agency, or TPA. Explore Altoona's primary purpose is to market and promote Blair County as a premier tourist destination. Our message to potential guests is simple. What sets Blair County apart is the vast variety of experiences you can only find here, from unique indoor and outdoor attractions, important historical locations, indoor family fun centers, to gorgeous outdoor recreation and trails, to local family-owned restaurants and startup breweries, to the performing and visual arts, which I know are important to many of you here this evening, including SAMA, Blair County Arts Foundation, the Mishler, Altoona Community Theater, and the Altoona Symphony Orchestra. How important is tourism to Blair County's economy? The most recent statistics from the DCED showed that visitors from outside of the area spent $371 million here in Blair County in 2022, essentially reaching pre-pandemic figures. And approximately 2,700 hospitality-related jobs are dependent on visitor spending. Now, I would like to say that's the reason that I am here tonight, but the truth is I'm filling in for my good friend, Amy Markle, my former WTAJ News co-anchor, who has been the MC of this for many years. Now, if you were here last year, you know that Amy was honored as the Distinguished Citizen of the Year. Now, since she couldn't present and receive the award at the same time, although she probably would have if given the opportunity, Jamie Johnson asked if I would serve as the MC, which of course I was thrilled to do. At the end of the evening, I told everyone, don't worry, Amy will be back next year to resume her duties as the MC. So I'm not sure if the joke's on me or if it's on you, but as could be expected of a distinguished citizen, Amy had to bow out tonight because tomorrow she has her hugely successful fundraiser, Pink on the Links, for breast cancer awareness in Bedford that starts early in the morning. So you're stuck with me again. But I am greatly appreciative of this opportunity to be here and share this special evening with these distinguished guests and honorees. So without further ado, we will begin this evening with the national anthem performed by Kiwanian Brian Broombaugh, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, and congratulations to the Heights and the yet-to-be-announced Kiwani of the Year. If you could all join me, I think that with all of the crazy stuff that's going on in our nation and the world, music can bring us all together, and I can't think of a better song than the national anthem. So please join with me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, those bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great, thank you everyone. You may be seated. And thank you, of course, to Brian for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem. And now to present the Kiwanian of the Year, here's Scott Gottschall.
Good evening, thank you. The Kiwanian of the Year award is given to a Kiwanis member who has demonstrated outstanding service to the club and to the community. This award is presented to the individual member that has best met the criteria of service and dedication to the mission of Kiwanis. That is, improving the world one child and one community at a time. This year's recipient has been a member of the club for 12 years and has served as one of our board members for 11 years. This member has also been our community service chairperson for the club. You can count on this member to volunteer for club projects like the Envirothon, Special Olympics bowling tournament, the Mountain Lion backpack program, and to play a big part in our club's largest fundraiser, the Kiwanis Pancake Day. This year's recipient resides in Hollidaysburg. She's a member of St. Mary's Catholic Church of Hollidaysburg and serves on their financial committee. She's just recently retired from First National Bank, formerly Hollidaysburg Trust Company, after a remarkable 50 years of service. In her retirement, she's enjoying traveling and spending time with her family and friends. By now, you probably realize that this year's Kiwanian of the Year is Paula Kelly. Congratulations, Paula. Can you please come forward? And here comes your family in the back of the room.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I don't know how I got this, but I want to say thank you. And it takes, believe me, it's the Kiwanis group is such a great group of people, and we all work together, and everybody helps each other. And this is a big surprise. So thank you very much.
Paula got kicked from our table. It was a pleasure while we, had a few minutes there. Congratulations to you, and thanks, Scott, for that as well. Before we get to the meal, we would like to welcome up Tom Orr for the invocation.
Let us bow our heads in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to join together in celebrating over 100 years of the Altoona Kiwanis Club. We thank you for the many individuals and organizations that have made the work possible of helping the children in our community. And now we pause to thank you for this food, to ask your blessing on it and on those who have prepared and served this meal. And we ask you to strengthen us to your service. And I pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much, Tom. And where is Tovin? Tovin Schilling was going to come up and dismiss everyone for their tables. So we are going to get to the meal here just momentarily. As I mentioned, we will be dismissed by table to go up to the buffet. The convention center staff here, you're leaving me hanging here, guys. Where's Tovin? Get on the walkie. Tovin said, I'll come up and announce when it's time for everybody to go. And I said, all right, where are you? And here she comes. You did that on purpose, didn't you? You leave me hanging up here to sweat a little bit. All right, everybody, enjoy the meal. And afterwards, we will continue the program with more presentations and recognition. Hello again, everyone. We are going to begin the second portion of this evening. But before we do, I would ask everyone to give the Convention Center staff here a big round of applause for the food and their service, as always. A great job, and thank you to them. Got my notes out of order. There we go. Second portion of the evening includes awards, recognitions, special presentations, and remarks from distinguished Kiwanians and guests. We begin with the Perfect Attendance Legion of Honor Awards presented by Karen Terrell.
Thank you, Patrick. First of all, I want to congratulate the Heights on our Distinguished Citizen Award. Well-deserving. Congratulations to you both. And Paula for Kiwanian of the Year. About time, huh? So congratulations to you, too. Okay, at this point of our program, we do our Kiwanis presentations that we have. And perfect attendance is given out to Kiwanians that either attend every meeting or maybe they do a service project, different ways they can get counted for attendance. And it's kind of nice because as clubs with the meeting, the attendance is down, so it's always good when we get this many people that are honored for perfect attendance. So we'll start off with perfect attendance for 1 year is Bob Jones. I don't know if he can come up to get that or not, or if somebody wants to give it to him. There's a little trouble with the knees, as we all do, huh? For most of us. Okay, and then perfect attendance for 2 years is Kathy Benzel, but Kathy is out of town, so we will see if she gets that, but that's for 2 years of perfect attendance to her. Now we get up a little further here. Perfect attendance for 8 years is our treasurer, Jim Broombaugh. Congratulations. The next one is for 9 years, and that is Scott Gutshaw. And then for 13 years is a dynamic duo, Frank and Lori Malloy. And I believe Lori is not here, though, but Frank is. We're sorry, Lori couldn't be here. You go, if you'll give that to her, please. Okay. And for 20 years, perfect attendance, and this person's not here. As the Kiwanians know, Dr. Kreider is going to be celebrating his 100th birthday in February. And he's going to be honored for an Legion of Honor Award and also for perfect attendance for 20 years. He still comes to our meetings. Once he retired, he started coming regularly, but he doesn't go out in the evenings so much now. So let's just acknowledge that 20 years for Dr. Kreider. And then for 32 years is yours truly, Karen Terrell. I remind everybody I keep the records, so. And then for 34 years, perfect attendance is Dan Daniels, who is my assistant secretary. didn't have enough room. Okay, Legion of Honor. The Legion of Honor Award is given to Kiwanians for how many years of service they have with Kiwanis. It starts with 25 years, and then it goes in increments of 5 years, so forth. And it's quite remarkable when you think about how many years these people have, especially now when people are not joining clubs or participating and so forth. So it's a great honor to honor these people tonight. And our first award goes to Marlene Hallbritter, and she's for 30 years. Marlene's kind of new with our club because she transferred over from the El Dorado Club that we welcomed her, I think it was like 2 years ago. Something like that. I know. Here's your pin and here's your award. Thank you. Oh. Okay, the next Kiwanian getting a Legion of Honor Award is Leon Zook. And Leon is getting for 50 years of service to the club. You can see it back there. Scott's taking it to him. He has a little trouble getting up here. And the last one, again, is Dr. Kreider. The gentleman is turning 100 in February. And like I said, he can't go out in the evenings, but he's being awarded for 65 years of service to the club. So not only perfect attendance, but he's been a member for a long time. That's it for the awards. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Karen, and congratulations to everyone for your attendance streaks and for your service to the Kiwanians. Now, before we move on, I have to get in a few puns, and I heard a dad joke earlier, and I'm not going to share it though. But I have other puns I hope you enjoy. Now, I was advised don't do these puns, but sorry, I have to. Like, our Distinguished Citizens of the Year are electric. Or when the committee decided on the Distinguished Citizens of the Year, a light bulb must have gone on over their heads. Or the committee came up with a bright idea. Or the honorees are shining examples of what distinguished citizens should be. Or the honorees really light up a room when they give their time through all of their volunteerism. And I won't try to work in a joke of how many blank does it take to change a light bulb. I also won't even try any puns about our presenters' profession. Instead, I'll just say, please welcome Joe Stevens to enlighten us on this year's Distinguished Citizens of the Year.
Thank you, Patrick. And thank you for the entertainment, because mine's a straight line deal. So, and knowing Lee, it's almost impossible to think that we can go through something without having some kind of a joke, but he's no joke. He's really the big thing, as well as Jane. So, good evening and welcome to the presentation of the 2024 Altoona Kiwanis sponsored Citizens of the Year Award ceremony. This award was established in 1999, and I refer you to your program for a list of past awardees. The award is presented to a person or persons that have either been born, raised, or lived in the Altoona area and made contributions to the betterment of our community, or advanced the Altoona area through endeavors in the Commonwealth, nation, or worldwide. It's my pleasure to announce this evening that the recipients are Jane and Lee Height. I'll summarize their listing of events and volunteer works. I'll begin with Jane. who is a very humble person who doesn't like to talk about what she's done and accomplished. She's a Wilson College graduate with a major in fine arts. She and Lee were married in 1969. A rarely known fact about Jane is that she taught in the Altoona Area School District for several years when they were first married. When their daughters were in school, she volunteered dozens of times on events that they were involved in. But she has never stopped volunteering for events of everybody in the community. Her pet project is the Blair County Arts Foundation and the Mishler Theater. She's been on the board of directors since 2003, served as vice president. She has chaired its fundraising gala, the Night for the Mishler, for 16 years. Every year has had a theme which has been unique, spectacular, and magnificent. She was honored by wise women in the Arts and Letters category at their tribute dinner in 2023. Both Jane and Lee are involved in the cultural life of the community by supporting Blair County Arts Foundation, Altoona Community Theater, Southern Alleghenies Museum of Art, the Altoona Symphony, the Blair Concert Chorale, and others. They also founded the dance company at Penn State Altoona. The Height family has been a major supporter of the Altoona Launch Box, which provides early-stage startups with the support and resources they need to build a sustainable business and a viable growth for a plan for growth. After earning a degree in business and finance from Westminster College and a short stint with U.S. Steel and with the U.S. Coast Guard Reserves, Lee returned to Altoona in 1968 to Altoona to join the family in their family-owned business. He worked the Height Company with the family-owned business Height Company. Lee returned, in 1986. He assumed the title and chairman of the after he had named his son-in-law, T. Scott Lawhead, as president and CEO. The Height Company, which grew to 22 stores in Pennsylvania, New York, West Virginia, was sold to the Mayer Electric Supply Company in 2018. Professionally, Lee has been chairman of the National Association of Electrical Distributors, and IMARC, which is a marketing co-op representing 170 companies. While doing all this, Lee managed to help the area in the following endeavors. He served on the board and chairman of the following organizations: the Home Nursing Agency, Pennsylvania State Altoona Advisory Board, the Greater Altoona Economic Development Corporation, United Way Campaign, and ABCD Corp. He was also vice chairman of the Altoona Regional Health Systems /UPMC. Lee has received the Chamber Lifetime Achievement Award for Business Excellence and was made an honorary alumnus of Penn State. Busy being involved in business, volunteering, and philanthropy, Jane and Lee have raised three wonderful daughters: Laura, married to Scott Lawhead; Katie, married to Dr. Tom Brass; and Betsy, married to Ryan Benston. They also have 10 grandchildren who keep Jane and Lee busy attending their ventures. Now, before I ask them to come up and receive their awards, I have two announcements that I have to make. Number one of the things other than a plaque that Kiwanis does for the Citizens of the Year is present a check in their name, in their honor, to a charity of their choice. Okay, this year we were talking, and Jane is actually giving that check back, or Jane and Lee are actually giving the check back to the Kiwanis Club for our readers, book readers program. And what this is, it's a program that Kiwanis has. It was started by Dr. Malloy, and it's for the Penn School, and it is for book reading for the second graders. They get books to read, and when they read the books, the parents are to check off and vouch for the fact that they do. And at the end of the year, they get a pass for the summer for Prospect Pool. So it's an excellent program that has just been started. This past year was the first one. If you notice as we go through the projects of Kiwanis, that it was quite successful this year. So we hope to be able to expand it even further. The second thing is that the Griffith Foundation gave me an envelope that I'm to give to Lee and Jane, and I haven't even seen what's in it, but they're making a donation in your honor for something, so I'll give that to you also. So it is my pleasure then, and will you please help me welcome Lee and Jane Height as the Citizens of the Year for Kiwanis. Thank you. I have that envelope here too. It's right here.
Is this for me to get back?
And
Is this
it
the
says
one?
Dear Piano, but just
And this is what?
read that, yeah. Okay.
I didn't hear what he said, but I think that's probably good. Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. It is wonderful to see so many friends here, and we are most appreciative. Lee and I want to thank the members of the Kiwanis Club for honoring us tonight with their Distinguished Citizen Award. And we extend a special thanks to all of you who are taking time to be here this evening to jointly celebrate the importance and the value of supporting this community. We genuinely appreciate this kind recognition for doing various things and projects that really seem pretty automatic in our lives. Actually, it is humbling to be given this award if you look in your programs at the list of past honorees and know about the accomplishments. So many people have loved this community and contributed to make good things happen here. For many decades, the Height family has been and continues to be on that team of loyal hometown advocates. Philanthropy is an ingrained, instinctive part of the fabric of our family. Our sentiments and actions are a combination of faith-based and personality character traits. So I can genuinely say that we care about others and about gratefully giving back to this community and to people who have been so important to us. We all have chosen to use whatever individual gifts and interests we have to cover a range of bases to try to positively impact different causes. And I'd like to think that as a family, we have been able to lend an effective hand in a number of arenas. In my opinion, this is a place like no other. Utopia, as Don DeVoris, a friend, used to call it. The mindset in this community is to work together. If you look at the overlapping network of philanthropic spirit created in this area, it is vibrant. When I consider an overview of all of the initiatives taking place in this community, it makes me think of the metaphor of a jigsaw puzzle. We are, I know you're going to think I'm going to say Penn State, and I'm very grateful to the Penn State folks who are here. We are a philanthropic jigsaw puzzle. When I think of jigsaw puzzles, I have to think of my friend Netta Corey, who is an avid puzzle guru, always working on a puzzle. So Netta, this theme is for you. We all can identify with the image of dumping a puzzle out of a box into a disheveled pile of assorted shapes with corners and edge pieces and that define the size and the parameters of that puzzle, and the middle pieces that intersect to make the big picture complete. Each individual piece has a unique, a critical, and equally important position to occupy toward the ultimate success. This puzzle metaphor parallels and describes this community perfectly. Puzzles are about interlocking relationships, about connections, about making individual contributions to the big picture. Where is that done better than here? Each one of you is a symbolic puzzle piece. We each have a significant role to play in this hometown. Each person, each volunteer has a special energy to share, and everyone offers a different skill, service, or talent. My question to each of you is, where do you think you fit? As the poet laureate of the Height family, I have written a poem to share with you. The poem is entitled, Where Do You Think You Fit? Our community is like a puzzle, and as members, we must commit to doing what we can to help. Where do you think you fit? Can you volunteer your time as your hours will permit? Can you lessen the load of others? Where do you think you fit? Can you join a board or committee? It's a commitment, I do admit, but this may be a passion to pursue. Where do you think you fit? Many organizations need resources. Their budgets can be in deficit. Can you donate any extra funds? Where do you think you fit? Are you strong and have extra energy? Places often need muscle and grit. Could you offer some manual labor hours? Where do you think you might fit? Supporting local businesses is something that should never quit. Choose those who contribute to support our area. Where do you think you fit? Do you have any extra items in your life that no longer fit? Many organizations need various donations. Where do you think you fit? Can you lend a helping hand for others to benefit? Can you make someone's life a little easier? Where do you think you fit? We all must find our strengths and contribute bit by bit to do our part, piece by piece. Our community puzzle depends on it. Kudos to all of you who are dedicated to making this a wonderful place to live. Lee and I accept this award most appreciatively on behalf of our whole family, and with thanks and recognition to all organizations who have provided us options to serve over the years. We have been a small part of the overall puzzle, but we are proud of contributing a few pieces to the greater picture in this hometown that is a place like no other. Lee's extensive community involvement is the main reason that we have been chosen for this award. He has served on a national level as chairman of the National Association of Electrical Distributors, and as well on many of the local boards here at home. So I am going to turn over the microphone to Lee so he can share his thoughts and perspectives about the importance of being active in the community. I'll be listening careful to how you go off script. Sorry. There you go.
Thank you. The very first thing I want to say is I am really, really grateful that my sister Gail is here tonight. And I just want to welcome her. And I want to thank all the Kiwanians who took part in arranging tonight's event, especially for a third generation Rotarian. You notice I said Rotarian. Okay. For everyone's information, service clubs may compete for memberships, but we all work for the common good to support the community. In making comments tonight, I would like to share insights into my personal connection to philanthropy by focusing on 3 categories. Number 1, inherited influences. Number 2, people meeting people. And number 3, learned traditions. Number 1, inherited influences. At all of your seats, you will find a piece of chocolate and a business card attached to it. This piece right here. That was a favorite quote of my grandfather, Park Height. He shared his card and quote with me when I was a teenager and told me he hoped it would have an effect on my life. My dad also gave out cards with this same message, which reads, and as you'll see on your card, and I quote, "If you would have pleasant memories to enrich the sunset hours, you must devote yourself in your younger years to service that benefits others," end quote. I took these words to heart back then, and I've tried to follow this advice all of my life, following the role models of my grandfather and father. This quote appeals to me because it talks so simply about how helping others is very satisfying. And you have to admit, when you do things for other people, it just feels good. When I came back into the family business back in '68, I recall having conversations with my parents about how to get involved in the community. My father suggested that I do it the old-fashioned way, maybe by contacting an established philanthropic organization and offering to help in a small role. That suggestion led to my taking, very simply, 5 cards from United Way campaign that year, and then eventually becoming more and more involved in the future of United Way. My interests and involvement expand widely since then, part of a work-life balance. But this is how my career in philanthropic activities began. And at this point, 50 plus years later, there are lots of positive outcomes that I remember. Number 2, people meeting people. I definitely am a people person. I like people. Because I totally enjoyed meeting and working with many great people along the way. Certain leaders and visionaries on the range of teams together to keep pace with issues and to better the community. I have enjoyed trying to be part of the solutions with them. In Joe's introduction of me, Joe already mentioned the highlights of my experiences, so I will not name them again. Currently, much of my general community focus is on the Launchbox right now, a Penn State entrepreneurial project which our family has supported in Altoona. This group strives to make a difference by assisting people in our community who need help starting a business. Our triage team is a resource to share expertise and advice. I am grateful to Nancy and Steve Sheets, who have welcomed us under the umbrella of the Sheets Entrepreneur Center, along with Donna Bond and Jessica Latanza, who oversee its direction and help lead the way. For the most part, I'd like to think that my efforts have been helpful for many causes, except for one incident. And those of you who know me well, know I like humor, and you'll be disappointed if I didn't share a funny story with you. I'm probably the only person who ever has been fired by Sister Paula. We all know Sister Paula at the soup kitchen, and I was an enthusiastic volunteer. So let me explain. One day I was in charge of mashed potatoes at the food line. until Sister Paula noticed the huge globs I was serving. In the interest of portion control, she demoted me to the coffee line. She did invite me back, however, so we are, I'm happy to say, still friends. As a people person, one thing that I have enjoyed doing for over 20 years is giving plaques to people who have done something noteworthy in the community. Although I don't personally know all the recipients, I think it is important that they know someone noticed their special accomplishments. It is remarkable how many impressive things are achieved. I hope that many plaques are hung proudly on the wall for others to see and read. And I so note that when I send out the thank you card along with the plaque. Number 3, learned traditions. When I was a senior at Altoona High School, I was president of the Key Club, which is a community service branch of Kiwanis in the schools. Recently, we learned that our granddaughter, Maggie Browse, was elected president of the Key Club at the Altoona High School for this year. I think that she has taken to heart the message of the business cards of 3 generations of grandparents, and we are very proud of that. We are confident that the Height family tradition and spirit of community service is in good hands going to our next generation. So in closing, I would share this message. I do have pleasant memories to enrich my sunset hours because I did devote myself to my younger years to service that benefited others. Again, Janie and I would like to thank Kiwanis for this honor, and I want to extend our appreciation to all who came this evening to support the local Kiwanis Club. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Heights. And I would personally ask for everyone to give a round of applause to that poem. That was just awesome. Thank you, Jane. That was great. That really was. Now, the awards aren't done. The presentations aren't done for you guys, so stick close. We do have some of our elected officials here who would like to present you with a little recognition. Now, normally the protocol is to go, like federal, state, county, city, but Representative Lou Schmidt said Commissioner Laura Burke should go first. So we'll go out of order here for our elected officials, and we will welcome Commissioner Laura Burke to make the first presentation.
Thank you, I think. I prefer not to have to go after Lou because I think we know that's going to be a treat. So I am here representing the 3 commissioners. I kind of fought for the honor of being here because of the Heights and what they mean to our community. So I'm proud to present this letter of recognition to them. I am not going to read it word for word for 2 reasons. One is that you'd be hearing a repetition of some of the things you already heard, but also because I found a really egregious typo in it while I was sitting here. So I'm actually going to keep it and send you a corrected copy, but I did want to express on behalf of the commissioners that we are blessed to have you here in our community and just so honored that you've chosen, to spend your lives here enriching the community, not just for the things that you have done as individuals, but for instilling those values in your family and in the next generation, just as you said. So thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll defer to Lou again. Do you want to go next, or do you want to let Jesse go? All right. Please welcome Altoona City Councilman Jesse Ickes.
Thank you. Thanks for having me this evening. And Lou, thanks for letting me jump line here. It's always appreciative that I don't have to pull the microphone down a few feet to present after you. So thank you. Lee and Jane, congratulations this evening. It's a great opportunity to be here this evening and to celebrate alongside with you. I will read just a short excerpt here of the proclamation on behalf of the city of Altoona. This year's honorees, Lee and Jane Height, share support for cultural interests in the Altoona Symphony Orchestra, Altoona Community Theater, the Blair County Arts Foundation, among others, and have given generous financial support and time to the Altoona Launchbox and the Sheets Fellows Program at Penn State Altoona, which provide early stage resources to local entrepreneurs. And fortunately, I can speak that I've had a chance to work alongside Mr. Lee Height during my time on the board of the Sheets Fellows Program and his time as president of the Fellows Program. And I just want to say thank you for all your involvement over the years to our community and dedication, not only to the community, but also your family, and two very classy people for us to represent this evening. So thank you and congratulations.
And finally, the ever gracious Representative Lou Schmidt.
You know, microphones are, when you're 6'9", microphones are always a problem. Lee and Jane, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me just say, wasn't it wonderful to see the sun as you arrived here this evening? It seems like it's been months since we've been looking at gray clouds. One of the most enjoyable things I get to do in my job is to recognize special people, distinguished people. And I can't think of two more distinguished and special people than Lee and Jane Height to recognize this evening. I was talking to Lee before this evening started, and I said that I had a citation from the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. By the way, I've also got one from the Senate. Senator Ward could not be here this evening. She wanted me to pass along to you her best wishes and congratulations, and express to you how sorry she was that she could not be here with you this evening. And Lee said, when I told him about the citation, he said, "Are there a lot of whereases in it?" And I said, yes, they are. But I think it's important for me to read the citation from the House of Representatives, because I think it's important to know that you are being recognized by the oldest continually sitting chamber, legislative chamber in North America. The Pennsylvania House of Representatives has sat continuously since 1682, which was 100 years before the United States came into existence. So I am going to read this to you both, and this is from the House of Representatives. Whereas the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania is always pleased to recognize those individuals who, through dedication and commitment to their fellow citizens, contribute to the betterment of society. And whereas Lee and Jane Height are being honored with the Distinguished Citizen of the Year Award from the Kiwanis Club of Altoona during a ceremony which will be held on October 2, 2024. And whereas, established in 1991, the Distinguished Citizen of the Year Award is given in recognition of individuals in the Altoona area who have made major contributions to the betterment of society and have significantly advanced the Altoona area through endeavors in the Commonwealth, nation, or worldwide. To their great credit, Mr. and Mrs. Height have supported the Altoona Symphony Orchestra, the Altoona Community Theater, the Blair Concert Chorale, the Southern Alleghenies Museum of Art, and the Mishler Theater through the Blair County Arts Foundation. In addition, their support of the Altoona Launchbox has provided early stage resources to entrepreneurs. Mr. Height has served on numerous local boards, such as the United Way, the Home Nursing Agency, the Altoona Regional Health System / UPMC, the Rotary Club, the Penn State Altoona Advisory Board, the Altoona Blair County Development Corporation, and the Greater Altoona Economic Development Corporation. Active with the Blair County Arts Foundation and Mishler Theater, Mrs. Height has served as Vice President and Chair of the Night for the Mishler Annual Gala. Now, therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania congratulates Lee and Jane Height upon their richly deserved recognition, offers best wishes for continued success and excellence in all future endeavors, and directs that a copy of this citation, sponsored by Representatives Lewis C. Schmidt Jr. and Jim Gregory, this is a joint citation, on September 6, 2024, be transmitted to Lee and Jane Height of Altoona, Pennsylvania. This is signed by me as a sponsor, Jim Gregory as a sponsor, Joanna McClinton, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Brooke Wheeler, Chief Clerk of the House. And there was a beautiful photo of the chamber, of the Pennsylvania House chamber, which I think is the most beautiful legislative chamber in the world, and it's gorgeous if you haven't been down to Harrisburg to see it. The only thing negative I can think to say about Lee is that he is constantly trying to convince me to run for higher office, and I'm concerned that he's wearing me down. So I want to end with this. There's a beautiful Hebrew saying, tikkun olam, and it means to repair the world. And I can't think of two individuals who have done more to repair the world around them in our local community and have made more contributions to bettering the life of us all than Jane and Lee Height. And so I'm proud to call you my friends and proud to be here to recognize you with you this evening. Thank you very much.
Well, it's hard to top that. So, I mean, and you just say that the Heights are wired that way? Is that one more pun that we could get in there? Is that all right? Okay. You guys, I'm in awe of you both. It's amazing. And so, other honorees that are here this evening as well that are in your program. Man, you guys do so much for the community. I'm sure you don't do it for the personal recognition, but you deserve it. All right, so again, let's just give one more round of applause to the Heights. Thank you. So is Mr. Hallbritter, are you going to be doing the installation next, or Mr. Stevens, do you have the next portion here? I have a couple names on here. I have the installation of officers, is that correct? Okay. All right, then please welcome Mr. and Mrs. Hallbritter to make the presentation, the installation of the officers.
Well, good evening. It says that I'm the past district governor, and I looked back, and that was year 93, 94. That's some 30 years ago. So I guess I am really a past district governor of Kiwanis. And it is a pleasure to be here this evening to induct the officers of the Altoona Kiwanis Club, because this Altoona Kiwanis Club has always been a landmark within the community and for the many, many things that the club has done throughout the work of the community. First of all, we're going to recognize our past president, Brianna Morgan. Here, sit on the other side of me. Okay. Brianna, Kiwanis provides for the immediate past president to continue one more year as a member of the board of directors. Experience as chief executive officer this past year will enable you to be more helpful not only to your successor, but to the conduct of the business of the club by board of directors and the club. It is my pleasure to present to you your past president's pin. Congratulations to you on a fine year of this past year. And we also, I believe we also have a past president's plaque. If you can't get it, just get it later. You can get it later.
Thank you.
No,
not yet. No, I'll do it. I'll have it afterwards.
Okay. Now, the Board of Directors. And I would ask the Board of Directors of the Altoona Kiwanis Club to please stand. As board members who are present to stand, and I ask them to stand, including Scott Gutshaw, Jamie Johnson, Paula Kelly, Kevin Laird, Frank Malloy, Lori Malloy, Tom Moore, and Jen Schultz. The Board of Directors handles most of the business of the club, so you have a tremendous responsibility. You shall determine the policies and activities of the club, approve the budget, approve all bills, take counsel with committees, and have general management of the club. I know that you will accept these responsibilities with a desire to see this club that it has the very best year ever. It is now my pleasure to formally install each of you as directors of the Altoona Kiwanis Club. Thank you. Our secretary is Karen Terrell, and I think her assistant is Dan Daniels. If Dan's here, maybe he can come up along. It is said in Kiwanis that the unsung hero is the club secretary, because your role in handling the club affairs, such as looking after all the details of the club and board meetings, reports to be made, correspondence to be answered, and records to be kept up to date, is also important to, if the club is to continue to run smoothly. The importance of the club secretary cannot be overemphasized. There is yet to be a successful Kiwanis club. I think any club, there's never been a successful club where there has not been a very interested and effective secretary. I formally install you as secretary of the Kiwanis Club and the assistant. Thank you very much. Now the money person, Jim Broombaugh, our treasurer. Jim, as treasurer, you have been elected to an office demanding not only absolute integrity, but also financial ability. It is your task to deposit the funds of the club and to distribute them upon direction of the board of directors. You will report on the club's finances at each board meeting and at other times as the president and the board may direct. You will mail the quarterly dues. It's important to get those dues in from the members. I hereby formally induct you as treasurer of this club. Congratulations. Now, at this time, we would normally be inducting the president, Jim Crothers, but Jim Crothers had a death in the family. But I think it's important for the club, or for the people here, all of you members, and all the people here to recognize the responsibility that Jim has taken on. So, in Jim's absentia, I will still induct him into the club. Jim has been elected to the highest office of this Altoona Kiwanis Club can bestow upon him. It is an office of great honor, but also one with great responsibilities. To no small degree, the success of the Altoona Kiwanis Club in the new year will depend upon the leadership that he exhibits. The conduct of the club and board meetings and counseling and inspiring of his committees. Finally, I would urge him to accept as his goal the task of making the club a better place, more meaningful to its members, and more valuable to the service to the community. I hereby formally install him as president of the Altoona Kiwanis Club, and I certainly hope that his administrative year will be exceeded by his fondest expectations. Thank you. Now I'd like all the members of the Altoona Kiwanis Club to stand up. All the members present here of the Altoona Kiwanis Club. You see, by each of these members standing, I think it's a sign of their willingness to give of their very best to follow the guidelines of their board, the activities of the club, and to make sure that by their activities, this Altoona Kiwanis Club will continue to be one of the leading clubs within the Altoona area. And I thank each of you for your commitment and what you will mean to making this club a very special year. Thank you. And thank you, and for the very best for a good Kiwanis year coming up.
Thank you very much to the Halberders, who you probably recognize were last year's recipients, if I'm now correct. I had said earlier that Amy was last year's recipient. She was 2 years ago, so I guess I just skipped a year, but I mean no disrespect to the Halberders, of course, and congratulations to them last year and to the Heights this year. Unless we have anything else that I am not aware of, what, Brianna? Oh, yeah, we skipped over her, didn't we? Or didn't I guess I should say. So, yes, we do have one more thing to do before the closing benediction. Brianna Morgan, please come up and say a few words.
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight, and I promise this is not going to be as long as the last president's. Congratulations to those of you who have been honored with achievements, awards, or installations. This has been a great year, and it was a privilege for me to serve as your president. This role has showed me how much we all rely on each other and how much of a team effort it takes to keep Kiwanis going in our area. I started my Kiwanis journey in elementary school when I was in Buddy Club. Then I joined the Key Club in high school, and a few years ago I joined our club. Our club has done a lot this year, but my favorite project has been the start of our Star Readers program, especially because I went to Penn Lincoln. I can't wait to continue this program in my next role. We couldn't do all that we do for the youth in our community without without sponsors for our events, donations, community involvement, and our members. The quote on our PowerPoint says that those who can do, those who can do more, volunteer. So I would like to thank anyone here that has contributed to our cause. We appreciate that so much. I would also like to thank our board, our committees, and our members. We wouldn't be where we are now without any of you. Our incoming president couldn't be here tonight, but I can't wait to see what he has in store for us. I am sure this coming year will be just as great, and we will help even more children in our area. Thanks again for everyone coming tonight.
Thank you, Brianna, and congratulations on your past year of service. Since Jim isn't here to make the remarks as on your program, perhaps we could just have a moment of silence in honor of his late relative who just passed away. Thank you. We will close then with the benediction, and I would like to welcome back up Tom Orr, please.
Before we close in prayer, I was informed to let everyone know that the centerpieces at each table were intended to be taken home, so please do so. So let us bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this evening and for those who have come to celebrate with us. As we go on our way, may we look to you as the source of salvation, love, joy, and peace. Help us to follow in your path and to trust in you. And bless us now as we go forth. And I pray in Christ's name. Amen.
All right. Thank you very much again. Are we good now? We've got everybody. All right. Thank you again, everyone, for coming again tonight. Please, one more round of applause for our distinguished Citizens of the Year. You're an inspiration to all of us. And to past honorees as well. So thank you all again. Have a great evening. It's been a pleasure to be here with you.